Hey, what's up, guys? It is Greg Luther, and thanks for checking in with us here on this Facebook Live. I think this one's going to be incredibly important for you because we're going to talk about fear for real estate agents and what's probably holding you back. This is a big one. This is something you're definitely going to want to pay attention to. Obviously, with me coaching so many realtors around the country, I see that a lot of times we get in our own little head when it comes to what we're going to do every day, the success that we will create or stop within our own lives every day. So we already know the business is out there. You're going to make money if you're doing the right things. And frankly, if you get in your own way, you're not going to make money. So our topic today is how realtors deal with fear. And it's not afraid of like something bad happening to you or you going out to a property you don't feel comfortable in or whatever. I'm talking about fear that's in your mind, which is one of two things. Either fear of failure. So a lot of agents will say, well, I don't want to make the calls. What if I mess up? I have a fear of failure. And the other one is a fear of success. And I got to tell you, both of them are very, very serious. And it's going to be our topic today, dealing with fear of failure or fear of success. And here's a fact for you. Even if you don't want to admit it yourself, if you're not doing the things you're supposed to do, if you procrastinate every day, if you're not making the lead calls, if you find all this busy work to do, and you're not becoming successful each day with profitable actions, you probably have some internal fear that's in the way. So I want to, first of all, welcome everybody that's joining in. I think you're going to love this topic, dealing with fear as a real estate agent. This is frankly my favorite one, I believe, as I've documented everything here that we want to talk about today. So if you have any realtor buddies, any friends on Facebook that are fellow real estate agents, I'd recommend you hit that new little button that they have right there, start a watch party or share it with friends or whatever the heck that is that they have on there now, because trust me, you're going to want to see this. This is the one thing that mentally holds us back from making money as a real estate agent. Fear of failure or fear of success. And I'm going to show you that probably what you're doing, what you're considering your issue as, is actually the opposite of the truth. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you're not real sure you got a new for sale by owner program and we hate FSBOs and they hate us, and you start calling them up and you start thinking, well, what if they say this? What if they're mean to me? What if they hang up on me? What if... So I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong things. I want to call these leads today. I got some new leads online. I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong things, so I'm going to not make the call. Is that a fear of failure or a fear of success? And I want you to think through that for a minute here. I was actually talking about this on luthercall.com the other day about the reason a lot of people don't make those phone calls. It's not a fear of failure. Let me prove that to you. Because if you don't make the calls, you're guaranteed to fail. So you're not afraid of failure. You're afraid it might actually work. You're afraid of success. And I know mentally you're like, no, Greg, that can't be right. I know that's not it. I certainly don't have a fear of success. I really want to be successful in life. Listen to me. If you're so afraid of making the call and messing up that you guarantee yourself that you're going to fail by not calling at all and they go with someone else, you don't have a fear of failure. You're actually okay with failure. You're okay with going through this entire day today and not making a sale. Failure is what that is, right? Financially, that's failure. You did not get the deal. So you actually have a fear of success. When agents get honest with themselves, I've said, what are you afraid of on the phone? Like, they can't slap you through the phone, even if they cuss you out. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen on the phone? What's the absolute worst thing that could happen? I had an honest agent one time said, the worst thing that could happen? They answer the phone. Right? Because she didn't know what to do, what to say. Oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. Well, how about this? Don't make the call, and then at least you'll guarantee that you're going to fail today. You'll guarantee that that client goes with another realtor. So there's a difference between fear of failure and fear of success, and I think that we mislabel it every single time. If you have a fear of failure, here's what you do. You do it over and over and over every day, and you just keep trying, you make more calls, and you go on more appointments, and you get cussed out, you get hung up on, you get a guy wants to list at 4%. You get all of those things. You know why? Because that's how you win. Okay? When I go fishing, I'm sure we've all been fishing before. When I go fishing, I cast a line with my fishing pole. And there's many times I'll fail 25 times. And then I'll catch one fish. I don't go home and say, man, I failed 75 times today, but I did catch 3 fish. I don't do that, right? How'd you do today? Caught 3 big ones. I didn't say, oh my gosh, I failed again. I failed again. That one didn't work out. That one got hung up in the tree. That one, that's not the case. You have to fail. Let me give you an example. One of the most important records that Babe Ruth has, and I'm sure you know who Babe Ruth is, he has more strikeouts than anybody. He's swinging for the freaking fences. Now, he's known for his wins, but if he had a fear of failure, if he went up there saying, oh my gosh, what if I strike out? What if I hit a home run? So as a real estate agent, when you start thinking about fear of failure versus fear of success, one of the most important stats I ever saw was Michael Jordan. We all know who Michael Jordan is. He had the record for the most missed shots in NBA history. He missed more shots than anybody. That's why he made more. So as a real estate agent, you have to be okay with making the phone call, going on the appointment, being comfortable being uncomfortable. Okay? You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable doing new things. It's always uncomfortable the first time you do something, but you start to get better at it as your competence level goes up. You know when your competence level is going to go up? When you do it, not when you wait. When you make the call, you realize it's okay. You're going to do fine. So I want to point out to you that it's so crucial you understand you're not dealing with a fear of failure. When you're saying, oh my gosh, what if I don't know what to say? What if they ask me what my commission is? What if they say I need $300,000 for my house? That's not a fear of failure. That's a fear of success. That's a fear that you're actually moving the ball down the field. If you had a fear of failure, you'd be up at 6 o'clock in the morning, making the calls, sending the emails, getting a new marketing campaign together, seeing what you can do to actually generate money on Facebook rather than playing on Facebook all day. Who in their right mind would be a real estate agent that plays on Facebook all day long, like liking posts and talking to people and trying to do social stuff, but you're not making money with it? It's so easy as a real estate agent to generate those leads and then create a conversation with them. But if you have that fear of success, and I know it feels funny to call it that, I know it feels more comfortable to say a fear of failure, meaning you only want to win. But I'm telling you now, if you had a fear of failure, you'd be casting that fishing line over and over and over and over and over. Why? Because my family's got to eat. Because I have to catch something today. Me sitting at home saying, yeah, but the fish aren't biting. My family's got to eat. Oh, yeah, but the market's bad. But the president, but the interest rates. Oh, but with what's going on with we got all of these excuses. Your family has to eat. If you had a fear of failure, you'd be all over this thing all day long. You'd be calling for sell by owners. You'd be calling expireds. You'd be calling divorce attorneys saying, hey, I know you meet like 10 couples every single month that are getting a divorce. I know half of them own a home and half of them rent. Can you give me the owners? I can work out a deal, right? So there's so much you can do to get your business going the right way, but please don't mistake this so that you feel better in your mind that it's a fear of failure. It's actually a fear of success. And I'm sure you've heard the analogy before, the word fear, false evidence appearing real, right? And we've always found like, oh my gosh, I made the call and I got the appointment. I can't believe how easy that was. I psyched myself out for 2 weeks before I finally took action on this. So, I've been working with a lot of agents here lately that have wanted to get their ads working well and get themselves some leads. And, some want buyers and some want sellers. But I got to be honest with you, like if you're not going to convert them the right way, if you have call reluctance, if you have meeting reluctance, we got to get your head right first. We've had hundreds and hundreds of agents just over the past 7 days that have been on luthercall.com. I was doing those calls live. I actually just created a recording and loaded it on there. So you don't have to opt in or anything. You can just go there and watch it. I don't know. It's probably, 30 minutes, 40 minutes long. But it shows you, like, here's the ads to use. Here's the people that you want to work with. Here's exactly how you attract them, and a couple of ways that will work better for you so that you can decide which one's for you. But again, let me be honest here. If you don't know how to convert, or if you have that mental stuff that's going on, you got to find a way through that. You got to find a coach, a mentor, a hypnotist, a psychiatrist, whatever we need to get our head right on that stuff. You know, you might need, as the term goes, Tony Robbins a little bit to get out of your own way. I've always heard, I've spoken to agents and said, if you worked for you, you'd probably fire your ass today. You know why? Because you don't call the leads, and this company can't afford that. You don't try hard to close, and this company can't afford that. You believe things at face value when a buyer says, oh, we're just looking, we're not in a hurry, our brother's a realtor, we're not going to move for 2 years. If you're believing that stuff, imagine you were the owner of the business and you had a salesperson that kept telling you, that guy's not ready. He's got a brother that's a realtor. They're just looking for a good deal. They want something that's underpriced. You'd be like, dude, you're the salesman here. That's really what you're taking? That's what you're accepting for our real estate business? So I want you to start thinking about that in your own real estate practice. You are the owner, but you're the salesperson too. And if you're letting yourself off the hook on, unfortunately, we don't have a new term for it yet. When I say making your lead calls, frankly, calls are the least effective approach of all. People don't answer their phone, right? So calling them, it does work, but it's not the best approach. When you look at calling them, texting them, emailing them, direct mail, the Facebook marketing we can do through custom audience, all of those factors come into play for you to truly become successful with converting your leads. Because what's the point of having leads if either they don't want to talk to you or you don't want to talk to them? Even though you know you should, if you're not making those calls or follow-ups, whatever they are. Heck, we're even using a program called ManyChat inside of Facebook that's just crushing. I mean, like, we've got agents right now that are getting leads at 1 o'clock in the morning and they're getting converted because there's automated systems in place. I guess the term you would use is a bot that asks them specific questions and qualifies that lead so they're ready when you talk to them. Are you using that or are you not? We've got our Generate and Convert conference that's coming up in actually 2 weeks from today. That's coming up. It's a full day training on how to generate those leads and what ads are working, the scripts, all of that stuff. And the key is, if you're marketing to people that have a need, okay, they've demonstrated they want to sell. So expireds, for sale by owners. Obviously, we get paid. The only time somebody has a housing need change is when they have a life change. It surprises me, and this is a little bit off topic, but it's going to be very helpful for you. That's why I told you to share this with some friends today. This is going to get you selling some real estate. A lot of people don't realize that someone only has a housing need change when they have a life change. So let me give you an example. Here's when someone needs to move. They get married or they get divorced. They have a baby or someone dies. They get a promotion or they get fired. Any life change like that, that's when people have a housing need change. Well, guess what? That life change is all public information. When someone's born, I can buy a list of all of those people that just had a baby. When someone dies, I can buy a list of all of those people. When someone gets married, I can buy a list of all those people. When someone gets divorced, I can buy a list of all those people. Why do you think so many people market to them? Here's what I want you to do. Go to David's Bridal and just register and say you're thinking about getting married. Watch what happens to your mailbox because they sell their list. They'll be like, here, you should buy a wedding cake. Here, you should use our service. Here, you need a photographer. Here, you need a videographer. Hey, do you got somebody provide food? Who's going to do all this for? Because they sell that list, and those people are marketing to people that have a need for their service. Now, that wedding photographer company, I've got about 900 homes here in my neighborhood. That wedding photographer company could do mail to all 900 houses, and nobody in this neighborhood's getting married in the next couple of months. Not a good market. But if they get a list of people that are getting married, now they can market to those qualified, motivated people very well and spend more money on a smaller group because those are the people that are going to have a need for their service. So, bringing that back to real estate, if you know by the power of demonstration, by what they're going through in their life, that they'll probably have a housing need change, now you can use a customized marketing approach to them to help them with their needs, right? That's why, like, apartments and U-Haul and storage units, they find people that have a foreclosure filed on them and they market to them. Hey, you're going to need a place to store your stuff. Hey, you're going to need a U-Haul. We know you're moving soon. They're getting that list. If you wanted, like, the notice of default list, if you wanted to market to those types of folks. So anyway, way off topic of dealing with fear, but this comes down to your confidence factor in making that call, sending the email, starting a text thread with someone where they're texting you back and you're getting a conversation going so that you can get face-to-face with them. We have real estate agents right now that are getting Facebook leads. They're doing lead ads on Facebook. They're getting that lead, text communication, meet at Starbucks to sell them a house. They never talk on the phone. So if you're in a position right now, you're thinking, man, I got to get them on the phone and nobody will talk to me, you're going to be in trouble as a real estate agent. That worked for us 5 years, 10 years, and 20 years ago. It doesn't work today. You can't do that if you sell pizza. People would prefer to text to order pizza. When my son orders a pizza, he sends a picture of an emoji that's a pepperoni pizza, and 20 minutes later, there's a dude at our door with a hot pizza. He doesn't talk to anybody. He doesn't order anything. The pizza has a GPS on it now. There's a pizza tracker. Like the Santa Claus tracker, there's a pizza tracker. So you have to be up to date with the way these people want to communicate these days. I mean, like, send a text? That's easy. Email communication, Facebook Messenger. This is how you need to convert them. And if you get good at this, if you learn from people that are doing it right now, what will happen is your confidence level goes up, your fear goes down. But again, our topic today, I want you to really think about fear of success versus fear of failure. Stop telling yourself that you have a fear of failure. I get emails every single day from our coaching members, especially if they're just starting out with us, before they start making a lot of money, when they first have a need. And I'll hear them say, well, you know, I didn't make the call very quickly when I got that lead. I didn't want to make the call because I didn't know what to say and I was afraid I would mess it up. And, you know, what if they ask me this? And they might ask me how long I've been in the business. What if they ask me if I've sold homes in that neighborhood before? Like, they're over this what if. And I say, well, what do you think the real problem is? Well, I guess I just have a fear of failure. Dude, you didn't make the call. You guaranteed yourself you were going to fail. There was a 100% chance you were going to fail because you didn't make the call. In reality, you were okay with failure. You had a fear of success. If you had a fear of failure, you'd be knocking on that dude's door. You'd be calling and texting and calling from a different phone number and doing everything that you could so that you don't fail. If you want to see a fear of failure, you find a real estate agent that has to provide for spouse, children, loved ones, whatever, as well as themselves, and they're struggling right now, and they're doing everything they can every single day, and they're making all the calls, and they're okay with rejection, so to speak, because all they care about, I got to catch a fish today. I have to catch a fish. My family has to eat. That's a fear of failure. So I want you to be afraid of failure. I want you to be scared to death of poverty so that you'll do what it takes to succeed. You gotta strike out a whole lot. You gotta miss the shots in basketball a whole lot if you're going to be Michael Jordan. But somebody that's sitting in the stands and doesn't take a shot at all, or is worried about what other people are going to say if they miss the shot, that's the person that's guaranteeing themselves failure. They have a fear of success, not a fear of failure. Hopefully that makes sense to you, and I hope this is helpful for you. If this is helpful for you, I want you to share this with some friends, particularly in real estate, obviously. Any sales, for that matter. My brother sells cars, and I have to have that conversation with him all the time. Like, man, you got to know what you're doing to sell. Stop making excuses for yourself. They'll judge people when they come in. Oh, look at the car they drive now. Oh, look at the clothes they're wearing. Oh, they probably don't have much. Oh, this is going to be another bad credit. And I was actually there buying a car for my son, and a guy came on the lot, like the, what do they call them, overalls, you know, farmer type, paid cash money for a car. Cash money, wrote a check, and paid in full, no finance needed. I said, see, you're prejudging your people. Okay? You'll notice when you go into a very nice store, a department store, or say you go into a Louis Vuitton or a Burberry or something like that, they're like looking you up and down. They'll never even talk to you if you go in there with dirty jeans on and your grass cutting shoes, right? Because they think that's a bad lead. How many times have we heard that? Oh, they put in their email address, but they didn't give me their phone number. That must be a bad lead. No, maybe it's me, because I don't like people calling me, but you can email me. So maybe it's somebody like me that would just buy it all for cash. You can't prejudge your leads. And what you're doing is you're looking for a reason to not be successful. You're looking for a reason to justify in your mind, okay, I don't have to make that call. I don't need to email them. I don't need to approach them. That's a fear of success, not a fear of failure. I hope this is helpful for you. If it is, I want you to like this post, like this page, turn on your notifications. As you can see, we're doing this very often. I want to help you out. I want to provide as much value as possible. If this is helpful for you, you want to go into a deeper dive, check out that presentation on luthercall.com. You'll want to do it quickly because that event's coming up in 2 weeks and I'm taking that thing down. There's no sense in it after the event is done. I'll tell you, it is free of charge to watch it. There's no opt-in to watch it. However, disclaimer, there is a blatant sales pitch in there that's going to tell you about how you can go to the live event, the Generate and Convert conference, to learn how to get business from Facebook and actually get them converted and do the right things. So I want you to do that for yourself as well. If there's anything I can do to help you, feel free to reach out, but make sure you're following us. The 3 most important places for you to follow us is our Facebook channel, our YouTube channel, and our Instagram channel. All of them are at Greg Luther Coaching. Okay, so Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, turn that on. There's different content in all areas. I want to help you to grow your real estate business. And you can see you actually get good content without like a slimy sales pitch or anything. Tons and tons of information available. You probably don't have a fear of failure. You have a fear of success. I want you to have a fear of failure because it's going to cause you to dig and grind every single day. Go out there and make some money today. Check out luthercall.com. Any questions you have, reach out to me here, and we'll plan on talking to you soon. Make it a profitable week, and we'll talk later. Bye-bye for now. Hey, I hope you enjoyed that video, and listen, we've got a lot more information for you to help you with growing your real estate business. We load new videos nearly every day, and I want you to have access. So you got to do 2 important things. It's both totally free. Number 1, I want you to subscribe to this channel. You'll see the little subscribe button for you to click. If you don't have an account with YouTube, set it up. It's totally free. You got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important factor, you got to ring the bell. Right next to that subscribe button, you'll see a little bell to turn on notifications. That will let you know every time I load a new money-making video to help you with growing your real estate business. Subscribe and make sure you ring the bell. We'll see you in the next video.